By law, the IRS must notify the State Department of seriously delinquent tax debts. Remind your client to check available payment options so she does not put her passport at risk. Not a very exciting tweet from the IRS. Strange single reply that it got after 7 retweets. This means you, #thoughts. Well, as a gentleman who rarely spends any time on the internet and doesn't know much about the internet lingo, I had to go to Urban Dictionary to look up what a thought was. A thought stands for that hoe over there. A thought is usually active on social media, especially Instagram and Snapchat. On Instagram, she can be found in pictures of her in the dog filter and is usually half naked. On Snapchat, she is most likely posting videos of her obnoxiously lip-syncing to rap songs, while playing with her hair, thinking she looks like Kylie Jenner, whoever that is. Probably wears Calvin Klein, Adidas and Nike hats. She has perfect eyeliner and contour, and she seems like she doesn't care what anyone thinks about her. She may come across as a fake, conceited, shallow, dumb bitch. Okay. But deep down she is insecure, and unfortunately the only way she gets confidence is by getting validation from men on social media by posting pictures showing off her figure and plastic face. Next time you see a thought, be nicer to them, they still haven't developed fully yet. Well, that's very enlightening. What's this got to do with the IRS? Oh. What's a premium Snapchat account? Premium Snapchat is not some shiny new Snapchat app that will give you extra access to filters and a greater chance of nabbing screenshots, as the apparent thought in question has put here. Premium Snapchat is when a person sets up a premium Snapchat account, which is a term commonly used to mean that they share content of an adult sexual nature in return for cash. Oh. In case you're not aware, the term premium Snapchat is an innuendo for a young lady who will send nude videos and photos to people in exchange for money sent via PayPal. And I'm fine with that. Let the market decide. If women want to sell their bodies in this way, that's completely up to them. If men want to buy them, nothing to do with me. I probably wouldn't normally use Roosh V as a source, but in this particular instance, I think he might actually be an expert. Online thoughts are finding out that all of their income generated from their breasts and vagina is taxable. Oh. That's interesting. Who reported my premium Snapchat to the IRS? I'm being fucking audited. A bunch of men on Twitter are mad because they believe they're entitled to free nudes. So they're reporting sex workers' Snapchat incomes to the IRS for audits. Despite sex workers paying taxes, despite needing to make $12,000 to report it on taxes, just say you hate women and leave. Okay. This asshole is fucking with sex workers' money by reporting them to the IRS, mainly on Snapchat. How big of a fucking hater do you have to be to report sex workers to the IRS when all you have to do is mind your broke-ass business? The thing is, probably like in this country, I would imagine that all of your income has to be declared to the taxman. Men are aggressively organising to report all thoughts. I don't blame them. These girls are getting a free ride via beta bucks and a broken sexual marketplace that is rigged in favour of females. Hard to argue the case there. Ginger Banks. I choose sex work. I will always be involved in this industry somehow. If you think the only thing I have to offer is my body, then that is your problem. Anthony Murdoch. Report her to the IRS. Demeanor Mia. I really hate the way the media portrays findom. I don't know what that is. Like it's honestly easy if you're going to join Twitter and men are going to be throwing money at you. Well, that does seem to be the free ride that Roosh was talking about. Northwest Migrant Groper. E-Haunt detected. I am out of touch with internet culture, man. Clipped hair feminist no pay Uncle Sam reported once. In this thread, Roosh includes this clip. Generation Zyklon males, that's Generation Z from normal people, are sick of thoughts and how they turn every platform into yet another way to whore out their bodies. This man was banned from Twitch for speaking the truth about it.
This used to be a goddamn community of gamers, nerds, kids that got bullied, kids that got fucked with. kids that resorted to the gaming world because the real world was too fucking hard, too shitty, too lonely, too sad and depressing. Now it's ran by the fucking goddamn same sluts that rejected us, the same sluts that chose the goddamn fucking cool kids over us, the same sluts that are coming into our community, taking the money, taking the subs, the same way they did back in the day. Fuck that. I am the goddamn fucking reality check.
Tell us how you really feel, I guess, but is he wrong? Do women have it easy on the internet if they're attractive and prepared to flaunt their attractiveness to men who are sat lonely at home? Possibly. What can a young man do on the internet as easily as taking one's clothes off for money? I wouldn't suggest that was particularly difficult work, and yes, it does seem that Mother Nature has somehow weighted the scales in favour of young women over young men. She's weighted it the other way as they get older, I can promise you, but I suppose if you're a young man, that's tough, and if you're a young woman, it's easy to take advantage of. Important to realise that as you grow older, ladies, you're going to find the options become narrower and narrower until you're all alone and crying at your cat as to why you don't have any real children. Apparently the thots are afraid. Not only are they committing the crime of prostitution, which I don't see should be a crime, but some are technically evading taxes, which is a crime, and the IRS wants their hand in that money. So to all the thots that told me you're just mad you aren't making hundreds of extra dollars a month that I'm getting, which seems reasonable given that all you're doing is taking off your clothes, have fun getting audited by the fucking IRS. I took screenshots from thousands of comments on my posts, all of you admitting it and bragging about how much you make. To those who also want to report any you find, here's the link. There is something darkly hilarious about malicious compliance sometimes. Fate is not without its sense of irony. And this is because if you report a tax evader, not just a thought, to the IRS, and they collect taxes from her, you can receive up to 30% of those taxes. There is actually, as Roosh says, a financial incentive to defeating thottery. That is fucking hilarious. And I am doing everything in my power not to burst out laughing and ruin the recording of this video. Young men have suddenly found an easy way to make money on the internet, and they didn't even have to take off their clothes. So I had a bit of a nose around Twitter regarding this, and a tax specialist, or someone who at least claims to be, said that this is statutory taxable income, and yes, the IRS does have a whistleblower program that rewards the informant. However, the informant should note that in order to receive the reward, their social security number is required. The monies received are taxable to them. As in, you're going to have to dox yourself to the IRS, but you're going to make some money. But on the plus side, it's a pretty legal way of patrolling those thoughts. It's morally upstanding. Theft isn't just an interpersonal crime, as Short Fat Otaku pointed out in his latest video, which I'll link in the description because it was actually really good. It's also a social crime. It is morally just that you report thoughts to the IRS for evading taxes. In fact, it's morally just that you report anyone for evading taxes. In fact, that is the moral problem with tax loopholes. You are not paying your fair share. The thing is, ladies, there's nothing wrong with just paying your taxes. It's the correct thing to do. You know you're getting this money easily. You know you should be paying your taxes. So what exactly is your excuse? And just a final thing. I think it's interesting to see how the power dynamics in society have radically altered when the governing social structures of society have been alleviated, as in women's emancipation and things like this. It was inevitable that there would be some kind of consequence, and I think that the large number of young men who are not especially attractive, but in previous eras would have found a mate, I can understand why those people would be so angry. I genuinely can. And I think you've got to be pretty damn unempathetic to not be able to see why they might feel like they're getting a raw deal. And I can completely see why they would engage in such malicious compliance, and I can't even find a reason why they shouldn't. I've been racking my brain. Why shouldn't annoyed young men report thoughts to the IRS for tax fraud and make a bit of money on the side for themselves for what is a good deed done to society? I can't think of a reason. Game on, gentlemen.